Thank you, Milo and Fiona, for being here to talk about your new movie, Journey to Bethlehem. It just hit theaters, and it is the very first musical retelling of Mary and Joseph's journey. So, pretty big deal, and there's a lot to cover. So, I thought I would start off at the very beginning. Adam Manders, who wrote and directed Journey to Bethlehem, told me some pretty great stories about your auditions. So, Fiona, your online tape was so mind-blowingly good that it landed you the role of Mary without even needing a callback. And Milo, Adam didn't know who you were, which is crazy because you're Milo Manheim. But after you had your chemistry read with Fiona, you were Joseph. So can you guys just tell me a little bit more about that process of your auditions and landing the roles?
Absolutely, and great question, by the way, because it's always never how you think it's gonna go. Like it never happens the way I phrased that weird. It never happens the way you think it's gonna go. And I went in there thinking that Joseph had to be this certain person, and I did the audition the best way I could. I practiced it one way, did it slightly different, and I got out and I called my manager immediately, and I said, I'm not gonna book this. I was way too goofy. She was laughing the whole time, and like that is not what they need for Joseph. They need like a stoic guy, whatever. And then Adam called me and he's like, hey man, I just want to let you know you're the only person that made her laugh. And for that reason, we're giving you the role. So the exact reason I thought I maybe wouldn't have gotten it was exactly what he needed. So the whole process was, slowly figuring out who Joseph was. But obviously the audition is where it all begins. And I was very happy to have had Fiona on the other side of that, or else I probably wouldn't have booked this role.
Oh, Milo, I'm so sorry. No, he very much did make me laugh. Like it was beautiful because I think he brought this kind of young love thing where you're trying to like, kind of keep it together like they did in the film, but then she's kind of like, it's kind of nice, and it was so funny. He was like, making me crack up. For me, it was very, very fast and unexpected. I remember seeing the audition come in at like 11:30 one night, and I was like, this sounds interesting, but it's obviously a very important story, so I was like, okay, this needs to be honored. Who's behind this? Like who's telling this story, right? Because it can be done the right way as it was, or it can be done the wrong way, in which you don't want to do that. This is such an important part of the world, right? And I read the script and I was like, okay, and then I met Adam over Zoom, and oh yeah, I sent my audition and everything. I was so sick. I was literally had the worst fever.
No.
I couldn't even, I don't know how, and then I was like, okay, I'll send it, like I'll do my best, just like chugging like honey to make sure I could just not sound like a total. And then I heard that they loved it, and I was like, what? And then once I met Adam and I heard his vision for the film and what he wanted to kind of leave for audiences, it was so much, I just shared that so much, just as people, that I loved it. I was like, I very much trust this being and admire him and know all the work he's done. So I was like, I would love to do this. It's been a dream for me. Yeah.
I love that. Those are great stories. And I also am glad that you started kind of getting into why this particular project is so important, because that was my next question for you. What does this project mean to you guys? And when you first got involved in it, like, why was it so important to you guys?
Originally, I was drawn to it because of the music. I'm a musical man myself. I love musicals. And, I wasn't really familiar with the story. And I understand that it's the most important story ever told. And of course, I wanted to learn about that and honor it. It's an interesting process trying to find the balance between that, because we want to, who I am is always go goofy, like always make it fun. But there are just some moments where it's, of course, more impactful to let that go. And
Yes.
Adam just knows how to do that perfectly. And when it comes to watching the movie as someone, learning that story for religious purposes, it tells it in a very fun way. When you're watching it as a viewer who doesn't even know it's about going to see a movie, it fulfills a very satisfying, lovely, exciting storyline between these two people that's also very interesting. Like, the story is different, and the more time I spent with it, the more I fell in love with it. And to have a soundtrack that backs this movie like that, it's kind of beautiful.
I mean, first there's just like the challenge of being like, Mary? Okay, well that's that's a role, that's a project, and I thought that was really, really beautiful. And I also loved the period piece factor of it. Like, that's such a time traveling sensation to me as an actress. I think it's beautiful. So there were all these elements that I thought, and then it being, you know, a story in itself that has been there through the ages. I thought that was such an interesting and beautiful challenge as an actress. But I think once I heard Adam's views and how he wanted to uplift people and kind of reinstill certain, you know, purposes and values, and but I want to put something beautiful out there. I want to make people feel good, you know. I want to put joy there. I want kids to feel, you know, life and not this kind of crazy electronic device world we're living in. And I fell in love with the music and everybody that was on board, and I started meeting, and then when I met Milo, and then just everything started coming together so perfectly. There was a day I can tell you that I wasn't like, what is going on? This is too beautiful to be true. It's a dream for me. It's a dream come true. Yeah.
The only days I ever felt any sort of like nerves was the like 3 days before Antonio was cast, and we were just like hoping it was him.
Oh, do you remember that?
The only
sure.
days I was like stressed out of and that, like, beautiful vibes the whole way through because of the cast and crew, and everybody just brought it.
Yeah.
Antonio, what was it like working with him? Like, that seems like a crazy experience.
I wish I had more Joseph and Herod stuff together, if any at all. We didn't get to spend any time shooting. But I still learned so much from him as an actor and as a person. He had gone in before I had seen him, and the crew lived in the same building together. We were all in the middle of Spain, living in the same building. And just the whispers after his first day around the hotel about how amazing Antonio was made me so excited to go see him. He's an incredible human being. He makes the environment a better place. And just actor to actor, having a conversation with him, he really validated all my like imposter syndrome. Like, he made me feel like I will always be feeling for the rest of my life nervous about doing every role. And that's exciting to know that even someone as amazing and legendary as he is, he still feels that way.
I also would have loved to have more time with him on set. He walked over and he goes, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Mary." And he's like, "Of course." And then he was like, "This music! Don't you love the music? Don't you love set? Don't you?" And God, there was something just so beautiful about seeing him, like, yeah, like just so passionate about story. And he himself loves musicals, as we know, and everything. So seeing him so passionate about this story was really, really exciting. And he's just a phenomenal human being. He was so kind to everyone, and I learned so much just from watching him, obviously. And he was.
Me too. He makes such cool choices.
Oh yeah. In Spanish, we would say he had a delicious presence. It's just kind of this beautiful, warm, kind of fun, amazing. Delicioso. Qué rico. Sí.
On another note of a character who was probably really exciting to work with, very serious. I think you know what's coming. Tell me about Panda. Tell me about Panda.
Okay. Me and Fiona, like, I don't know if you could tell the way we light up when you just mentioned that, but Fig was actually our best friend on set. Fig is like, I don't know. I was surprised that donkeys have such personality. There were 3 of them, and I had a favorite, and they look all the same, and you know
Panda,
exactly what it is.
Panda.
We know who Panda is.
Pipi Tape.
We know. But Panda is absolutely legendary. I don't want to throw shade at the other 2, but working with donkeys is awesome. And also, working with animals is really interesting and a test because they run the shoot that day. It is up to them.
Oh yeah, it is up to the camels, the chickens, the lamb. You are baby. No one on set. Yeah.
When there's an animal or a baby on set, we follow.
It's real life, baby. Yeah, literally. It's just, oh my God, too fun. That was a great question.
I just like stole all of the excitement from you about Fig, but no. What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
The same thing. That's why I'm just yelling over. Yeah, what he said. No, oh my God, it was so fun. It's so fun. It also, like Milo said, it adds kind of this unpredictability of like, you know, when they call action, is the donkey gonna run off? And then we just have to play it totally cool. Like it's great fun. And see, I grew up while everybody was playing with Barbies, I had ant farms. I was praying mantis. I had baby birds and squirrels that I was nursing. I love animals. So just everything being all over the place, I was like, oh my God, this cannot get better. And I love Fig. Fig was the best.
It's true. And this energy stayed the whole movie.
As you can see.
Oh.
No, but I learned a lot from him, and I learned more from Fiona. But
I hope.
Yeah,
cool,
I would
cool.
so too. I was thinking maybe we could do a little round of favorites now. So
Go
we
down.
just first is favorite scene to film and why?
You go first.
Nativity scene, because we were all together and that was magical. I think when we were doing Can We Make This Work, there was something really beautiful about that night. And then lastly, we picked the scene with my mama when she's saying that I'm gonna get married. There was also something really beautiful in the air.
I really enjoyed the part of We Become We with the fireflies. That was just a really great night for me. I was just really fulfilled in that
You
moment.
would not stop laughing. It was so hard. Remember, it was very late. It was like 4 a.m. and we got into this laugh thing that we could not stop. It was
I felt like I got to that set. Also, I just love Tangled, and it reminded me of Tangled, and because of like all the fireflies. I had the feeling that night that like everybody was missing something that I was like understanding. I kept laughing so hard that whole night. There's not like, I don't like have anything in mind. I just was laughing so hard that night. It was so joyous for me. I had the best time.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Favorite song in the film? I love it.
Mary's getting married.
That's a good one.
Right now. Right now.
Oh no!
Right
Right now, I'm totally into In My Blood. I've been listening to it on repeat. I'm gonna pick that one right now. But all of them.
Change.
All of them.
Ultimate Deception and We Become We. I'm throwing those out there because those are so good. I just love them.
Oh
Thank you.
yes.
I
Yeah,
wanted to
I've
say,
been Milo on repeat too. Yeah.
appreciate it. I thought if I said that I might be conceited. But I do love it.
You have
No.
Fiona there with the veil and everything. It's so dramatic. It's great.
It was so fun. Oh, I loved watching him. It was so fun. Yeah.
By the way, she did not have to be there for that song, and she was there for 2 nights wearing that veil, sitting there for like 8 hours in a row.
It was very cold and very fun. I loved watching Milo. I was like, I'm always gonna go on set and learn from my fellow actors whenever I can, and getting to watch Milo with it and his voice is, and just watching him do everything, it was so much fun. It was worth it. I was like,
I appreciate it.
trembling, and I was like, let's go Milo. It was great.
That. Oh, I love the support there. Okay, next one. So there's some really heartwarming lines in the film, and there's also some really hilarious ones. Do you guys recall a favorite line? It could be of yours. It could be something someone else said that you were just found really funny. What do we have?
My favorite line is a line that never made it into the movie.
Oh,
And I'm a little nervous to say it, but I'm gonna say it. It was a line I suggested that we filmed and was really funny, but we decided it doesn't make sense. We're taking it out. Before I get married to Mary, Fig is biting my hand and like my robe. Stop. And I said, "Stop being such an ass." And I thought that was so funny, but it just didn't make sense.
Sure.
It didn't make sense in the movie. But again, as a really non-religious person, when Mary says Jesus, that's probably my favorite line of the movie. You just like kind of feel something when she says it, and it's moving.
All right. Last word. What was your favorite line?
Definitely when we were doing the takes for just saying Jesus was super special, and the 3 wise men had me cracking up with a lot of lines that I can't think of them right now. But one that was really sweet was when I asked Joseph to marry me. I thought that was really like a really sweet little moment. I remember I do.
Oh, we actually rewrote that scene together with Adam in his room in his bed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Well, anything else you guys want to add that we did not cover?
Go see it in theaters because that's the way it is meant to be enjoyed, and that's the only way you should do it. So go now before Christmas. Get yourself hyped. That's what I have to say.
Yes, absolutely. We hope everyone enjoys it so much as we enjoyed making it, and yeah, go see it in theaters. Big old screen is for that. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for being here. And yes, as you said, everybody should go and run. Your friends and your family. It's for everybody. So see Journey to Bethlehem in theaters.
Thank you.
Exactly.
You're
Thank
the
you so much. Thank you, Skylar.